So as you look at the Big Ten men's basketball standings heading into the final 5 days of the regular season, the all-important yellow lines tell the story. If you are above the first yellow line on the left side of your screen, that means you have a triple bye. It don't start until Friday. If you are above the bottom yellow line on the left-hand side of your screen, that means you earn a double bye and open your Big Ten tournament on Thursday. The teams above the yellow line on the right-hand side will start play on Wednesday, and the 4 teams below, as of right now, will play the first ever Tuesday games in the Big Ten tournament. So, Andy, we know that Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, maybe Nebraska, Purdue as well, those teams all have a shot to win it all. I think we'd all agree that right now, Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, probably in that order, are the top 3 picks. What about those teams outside that top 4? Not the triple bye teams, the teams that are going to have to start to play on Wednesday or Thursday. Let's talk about some dangerous teams among that group, and I have to imagine you're going to start with UCLA.
Yeah, that's below the first yellow line.
Correct.
For those that were watching at home. So UCLA is the one team. But we need the UCLA we saw on Tuesday night take down Nebraska. That UCLA. Can we get that UCLA? Do we know if we're going to get that UCLA? That UCLA is Donovan Dent leading the Bruins up and down both ends, pushing the transition. That UCLA defending, limiting Nebraska to 52 points. That UCLA has Trent Perry making shots. Hopefully this UCLA going forward has Tyler Bilodeau making shots. If that UCLA shows up in Chicago, then yes, they can make a run and be potentially playing on Saturday or Sunday.
I also want to give Mick Cronin some credit. He took a lot of grief this year for some of his post-game comments, the way he was handling the team. He went back and offered a mea culpa, kind of said, I need to tone it down a little bit. The brand means a lot to me, but I'm not going to stop coaching my guys. He has not stopped, and they have responded, playing as well right now as any team in this league, save perhaps the Michigan Wolverines. We talked a little bit about Wisconsin, but you think that the Badgers could be a really tough out for somebody. I mean, if you have Boyd and Blackwell going at the same time, I'm not sure what teams in this league, or anywhere for that matter, are equipped to defend that dynamic duo.
Well, because first of all, they've got the confidence they beat Michigan. So Michigan is the behemoth out here. Who can knock down Michigan? Well,
they've already done it.
They did it, and they did it in Ann Arbor, so outside of Madison. So they've got that confidence going for them. Secondly, in this new era of Big Ten basketball, by the way, it has changed dramatically. If you haven't noticed, it is no longer just sort of, mimicking football, grind it out and be physical and all that. Teams are getting up and down. Teams are scoring. Wisconsin made the adjustment. They can score. They've won games playing in the 90s, at Michigan, at Illinois. If they can play like that offensively in Chicago, where they will have great fan support, then yes, they are a viable contender to win the entire tournament.
Big Ten football's like that now too, Andy, if you're not paying attention.
Yes,
we're getting up and down. We're scoring a lot of points these days. Indiana's the national champion. I'm not sure if you hadn't heard.
Yes.
Ohio State has been an interesting team because
now you're down another yellow line, by the way.
Before they can do some damage in the NCAA tournament, they have to have a little run here to make sure they get into the NCAA tournament. And correct, right now they are not enjoying any of those double byes. They would have to start to play on Wednesday, I believe.
Yes.
So you believe that even with a Wednesday start, Ohio State can make a little bit of a run?
Because of Bruce Thornton. Guards win games in the postseason. He has obviously so much to play for. He desperately wants to play in the NCAA tournament. The ball's in his hand late. He's going to make things happen. He can either make shots like that, he can get to the rim, he can dish it off. Obviously a good on-ball defender. So with Bruce Thornton, he's going to be, for the most part, outside of maybe going against Braden Smith, but there's a good chance he's going to be the best playmaker on the floor in any matchup in this league next week. So if that's the case, I give them a chance.
Playing very well right now. Last 5 games, averaging nearly 23.5 points. Professional television segue, you bring up Braden Smith, because even with Purdue's recent struggles, you think the Boilers can figure it out before they get to Chicago.
Yeah, you just can't dismiss them. I mean, with what they have returning, with their experience they've had in playing in this tournament, in winning this tournament, the fact that Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Renn, they've all been here. This is their last go-around. So I cannot dismiss them at all. But they're going to need, whether it's Clough, whether it's Jacobson, whether it's Meyer, some other player in their rotation is going to have to step up, C.J. Cox, someone, to get them over the hump. and potentially win it.
See, I think that player is actually Fletcher Lawyer, because he, to me, is the barometer for this team. In all the games that they've won on the biggest stages, against the toughest opponents, yes, Trey Kaufman-Wren has done good things with double-doubles. Yes, Braden Smith has filled up the stat sheet in terms of assists. But Fletcher Lawyer has hit some of the biggest shots. When he goes into a shell, when he gets quiet offensively, it also affects his defense, and sometimes he gets picked on there. I think he's the key if Purdue's going to make a run here in Chicago. For Andy Katz, I'm Rick Pizzo. As always, we appreciate you spending some time with us on this edition of Big Ten Today.